You do. Okay. Now moving on to something a little bit different. I want to talk about this specific Twitter post that has gone viral. And the reason why I want to talk about this Twitter post is because it's about something that is very near and dear to my heart, and that's endometriosis. I have stage 1 endometriosis. I was diagnosed when I was 15 years old. I am now 29. And so I have had a long journey with endometriosis. And 1 in 9 women and trans men have endometriosis, and yet it is incurable. There is no way to figure out how you have it unless you get surgery, and there's no cure. It's a really painful disease that affects so many people, and yet there's not a lot of information about it. There's not a lot of ways to work through the pain, and a lot of people end up being disabled, or their lives are ruined in a sense because of the endometriosis. So this tweet went viral, and I want to talk about it because I have thoughts. So this is from Bryan Johnson. Now, I have no fucking clue who this guy was. So I do have some videos explaining who he is, but I guess he's like a billionaire who's like obsessed with anti-aging. I don't know. But he posted this: examining Kate's 1%. She has suspected endometriosis. This affects at least 1 in 10 women, likely more. Here she's getting an ultrasound. It's just a picture of her getting an ultrasound. Historically, you needed surgery just to diagnose it. Incisions are made in the abdomen. We're doing a non-invasive route. Typically, women live with endometriosis for 7 to 10 years before being diagnosed. It's the leading reason women aged 30 to 34 get hysterectomies, permanent surgery to entirely remove the uterus. This condition is where endometrial-like tissue starts growing outside the uterus, in ovaries, bowel, bladder, even the diaphragm. This tissue inflames, scars, and glues organs together. Our first step is to find out if Kate has it. Initial measurements we're doing: transvaginal ultrasound, pelvic MRI with and without contrast, hormonal labs, all during the early part of her cycle to get the clearest picture. During her ultrasound, a slim probe about the width of 2 fingers, 10 to 12 inches long, although only a small portion is inserted, is covered with a protective sheath and lubricant and gently inserted into the vagina. Patient has to empty their bladder first. This creates real-time images of the uterus, ovaries, and surrounding pelvic structures. While inserted, the probe is turned 90 degrees to evaluate all the various structures, angles, and views. There's no radiation exposure. The technician is looking for scarring, ovarian cysts, adhesions, and for organs that are fused together with tissue. This ultrasound can confirm endometriosis, but it cannot rule it out. Another thing that you can also find through this type of ultrasound is adenomyosis, which I also have. And adenomyosis is, I guess, another version, just another version of endometriosis. It's when your organs are glued to your uterus. Okay. And you have like scarring. What endo does to the body: 90% report pelvic pain, 50% report severe fatigue, 26% report infertility. However, many sources cite 30 to 50%. 50% experience pain during sex. Many have pain with ovulation, bowel movements, and urination. Severe bloating called endobelly, where the abdomen visibly descends. There are a handful of theories about why endometriosis develops, but the honest answer is no one is quite sure. We'll keep you posted on her results. So this is something that people are very, very interested in, because I guess this guy is a billionaire who's very into science. And people are like, if he's able to find the cure to endometriosis, awesome. Because he's so specific into whenever he finds a niche. Anti-aging is his niche. And so I wanted to talk about this because endometriosis is not talked about a lot. Endometriosis is not something that a lot of people know about, even though so many people have it. A lot of doctors still to this day do not know how to diagnose endometriosis. And sometimes it takes, like it says, 7 to 10 years before people are actually diagnosed. They can be misdiagnosed. A lot of women, including myself, when I was a child, I was told that it's all in my head. The pain is all in your head. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. You're not actually fine. Endometriosis is one of the top 20 most painful diseases out there. It's as painful as a heart attack. That's one of the top most painful medical incidents that can happen to you. So endometriosis is no joke. And the fact of the matter is, you would think that the government would want to put more funding into endometriosis. The government would want to figure out how to find a cure, and because this affects so many women throughout the world, so many trans men. And yet, nada. There is barely any funding for endometriosis. And so the fact that Bryan Johnson is very interested is something that a lot of people who have endometriosis are very, very excited about. And so I first want to talk about like why I think it's so important. What's it like living with endometriosis? And who exactly is Bryan Johnson? So this is the billionaire trying to live forever. He's kind of a kook. I'm not gonna lie. But if he can find a cure for this fucking disease, whatever, I'll take it. I'll fucking take it. So this is him trying to live forever, I guess. Like a vampire? I don't know.
There you go. There you go. Good job. Good job.
Bryan Johnson, the tech entrepreneur who sold Venmo for $800 million, has spent a fortune on a quest to stay young forever.
Don't die is the general theme of what we're trying to do. It's humanity's only objective.
He's been open about spending an average of $2 million a year on some of the world's most exclusive health treatments.
We definitely have rejected modern society's approach on food. So yeah, like it is a pharmacy in here.
Some scientists have called his goals unachievable and his methods risky.
They didn't know what to call me, like a tech bro or a biohacker. They would be like, that's a crazy, eccentric billionaire. And I wanted to say, just like you view LeBron James, who spends a lot of money on his body, when he performs well in the court, we say, good job, LeBron. When someone else spends money on their health and wellness, you want to dunk on them. And I wanted to change the perception that I am a professional rejuvenation athlete.
We wanted to understand what's it really like and why is he doing it. So come with us now, we're gonna go take a look. Oh my God, I feel like a bug. Now I wanna know like what's in Bryan Johnson's fridge.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so what do we have in here? These are plasmalogens. This is a prescription, these are prescriptions, this is a microbiome product. These are my meals, so I have a chef that comes to the house once a week.
Nice.
And she prepares food for 3 or 4 days. So this is my nutty pudding. So I eat a lot of broccoli, a lot of cauliflower. Actually, my fridge is like 50% therapies.
Yeah.
And the other is like 50% vegetables and fruits.
Johnson's diet includes 70 pounds of vegetables each month. He says he takes in about 1,977 calories a day, and every calorie must serve a purpose for his longevity goals.
A lot of people perceive my endeavor to be like this crazy rich guy doing weird things. Actually, what we're doing is very practical. So I was trying to become the healthiest person on planet Earth, and I couldn't do that unless I started testing all my foods.
Today, we're going to test 10 supermarket chocolates and determine how good or bad they are for you.
In September, Johnson said Blueprint, his longevity company that sells supplements, powdered drink mixes, and meals, spent $50,000 testing its foods for things like microplastics and heavy metals.
We both know that in society, it's very hard to be healthy. You go to work, you have to pass by 20 fast food places. There's snacks that are not good for you. We wanted to try to create a food protocol that made healthy decisions easy. We've taken the ingredients that have the highest potential for robustness on aging and made it in some easy, pleasant to consume format. And so now with this dish, this is like a superfood, because now you've got nuts, berries, proteins, chocolate, extra virgin olive oil, all sourced from like some of the best in the entire world in one dish.
Johnson sells the pudding for $94 a pack, or about $3.31 per serving.
I'm excited for you to taste it.
Watch it taste like shit.
It's almost like a oatmeal or something.
Yeah. And then one final thing is now add the 100% pure cocoa.
Okay. This is like a generous amount of cocoa.
Yeah, so that's 6 grams a day.
I like it.
Isn't that great?
This is like your dinner.
Yeah, so at the dinners, I serve this because it usually is a crowd favorite.
In an effort to reduce his biological age and get better sleep, Johnson abides by a rather unconventional eating schedule. His last meal of the day is around 11 a.m.
What?
This is a morning drink. This is Blueprint Longevity Mix, and it has 20 capsules into one drink.
This is what you drink before you eat anything else?
First thing in the morning.
It smells kind of like Tang. Okay. It's not very sweet, but it's like kind of fruity. What's the fruity flavor? Like berry?
Blood orange.
It's designed to function kind of like a daily multivitamin. It contains more than 275% of the recommended daily vitamin C allowance for adults, plus magnesium and ashwagandha. All this to supposedly give you more energy.
Ashwagandha and magnesium makes you sleepy.
Stressors like sports. It costs $1.63 per serving.
I feel like I'm still getting used to the taste, but it's not unpleasant.
I personally love this drink. It's like one of my favorite moments every day.
We're here in Bryan Johnson's pantry. There's some snake oil in here.
That's right.
Snake oil is the tongue-in-cheek branding for Johnson's very first product, which he debuted in 2023. It's actually just extra virgin olive oil. A single bottle costs $35, roughly 3 times the price of similar options you'd find at the grocery store.
We're curious to know, you obviously are very famous for taking so many different supplements. Do you have like a favorite that you feel is like the best bang for the buck, or is that not really how the system works?
It's really a bunch of things.
Yeah.
Also,
really
he's a billionaire.
in its proper amount is the right way. And so that's what we've tried to do. We just simply said, what has the best evidence and what will do the most good? And then we just put it together. These are my exact pills.
Johnson says he takes more than 100 pills a day. He says this costs him around $11 each day, or more than $4,000 a year. But experts say
That's fucking insane. Now, I have to take a lot of supplements because of my endometriosis. That's a lot. 100 supplements a day? That doesn't even include medication. Oh my God. Your body's just vitamins.
when it comes to supplements, more isn't necessarily better. Most longevity doctors recommend adding supplements to a person's routine one at a time, and then carefully measuring the effect, keeping a close eye on how each compound interacts with a person's diet, lifestyle, and medication, and whether it's actually showing some benefit.
Now, before we go up the stairs, the risk of falling on stairs is so significant. And if you fall, it can be the most detrimental thing to your lifespan. A nice test of biological age is how many steps you can take in any given moment and still maintain your balance. So typically we take one step, you can extend to two, extend to three. But if you try three, then you have to basically extend a certain amount.
Yeah.
You have to maintain balance and then avoiding using the guardrail. And so it gives people like just a general intuition, like how is their body doing?
Pretty impressive, I'm not gonna lie.
What?
Let's try. Okay, I guess I have to go for three, even though I feel like two is the safe.
Yeah, so if you want to be safe and do two, that's also just fine.
I got long legs though. Oh my gosh, this is not happening.
Yeah, two's good.
I'm so tempted by the three.
There you go. There you go. Good job. Good job.
Thank you. I feel my heart racing. Do you feel like your heart pound a little after that?
No.
Not at all.
All right, before you come into the clinic,
Yeah.
you need to read a warning sign.
May cause loss of age.
That's right, so just be aware that that is a risk. So we try to be like a full medical grade clinic. We just want to use data and science. And so everything you see in here is either measuring something or doing a therapy. This measures the biological age of skin This is skin rejuvenation. This is whole body measurement with ultrasound. This is cold air, which is like an anesthesia when we do things on the face that are very painful. This is electromagnetic therapy to basically do 20,000 sit-ups in 30 minutes. That's red light therapy. And then in the closet over there, we have all the supplies to do blood draw, blood spinach, a whole bunch of other therapies.
These are all medical devices. Some are used to diagnose health conditions, others treat sports injuries and aid with rehab, or are used postpartum. But they're not generally used as preventative care tools, the way Bryan is using them here.
So for example, this is medical grade ultrasound.
Yeah.
A lot of people are familiar with that, looking at babies in the womb. You can also use ultrasound looking at the entire body, all of your joints, the pancreas, the hips, the bladder, the brain, the lungs, the heart. So we routinely measure my body with ultrasound.
This is a portable ultrasound machine and generally costs anywhere from $15,000 to $40,000. Physicians say this is a great basic tool, but it's not something people need to use all the time and not necessarily that useful for improving longevity.
This device is a skin therapy.
Okay.
So it helps increase elastin and collagen. So as you age, you lose collagen and you lose elastin, which means the skin sags and wrinkles. So you're trying to combat those effects with this therapy.
Experts say this kind of radio frequency skin therapy is kind of like a facelift without the surgery, firming and lifting sagging skin by triggering production of new skin cells through heat. Because the device makes your skin hot, there is a risk of redness, swelling, and even burning.
Do you like put this wand on your face?
So this one is for the body. So this actually gets rid of excess fat.
Oh, wow.
Whereas
He
this
looks like a
one
vampire.
is a face applicator, where you have a much smaller focal point.
Oh, interesting.
It's called ultrasonic cavitation, and the machine is supposed to break apart fat deposits under the skin using ultrasound frequencies. It's supposed to be like a non-invasive liposuction, but studies on how well it actually works are still mixed.
And then this is a professional hearing grade system. So I have hearing loss in my left ear equal to a 64-year-old. So from 4,000 hertz to 12,000 hertz, I'm basically deaf. And so I miss out on so much of life's experiences because I can't hear in that range. Now I can hear conversation, I can hear music, but there are specific sounds in those ranges. So we've been trying very hard to restore hearing with no success.
Yeah.
So some success in doing some things in the body, other things we just have not succeeded at. We bought these panels for $600 per panel.
Okay.
So very affordable. So if you want to try this,
Yeah.
so you can just step
Very
in here, watch
affordable.
your feet as you step in.
Let's just
You
drop
want to be equal
$600
distance from both
Okay.
Fuck it.
How often do you do this?
daily. It's wonderful. It's soothing.
All right. I'm going to put on these glasses. Oh my God, I feel like a bug. I can't see a thing.
Okay, so I'm now going to turn the lights on.
Okay.
And so I'm going to do 4. 1,
Wow.
2, 3.
His are a lot brighter than my red light. My red light's
4.
from Amazon.
Oh, it's super warm. And how long do you spend in here?
Roughly 3 to 6 minutes a day.
Okay.
And so I'll do frontal facing and then I'll turn and do side facing.
Yeah.
And it helps with recovery.
It is a short
It helps
amount
with
compared to
energy.
what I do.
There's
I do
even
like 30
clinical
minutes.
studies that show it helps on mood. So it's really multifaceted and just generally a good health practice.
And I've heard it's good for wound healing.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Doing it daily is a really nice complement after working out.
Yeah. Almost feels like a sauna.
Yes.
Red light therapy is a real technique that's used for wound healing.
I do recommend red light therapy. Like if you have endometriosis or just like are sore or like have migraines, or I just recommend everyone have a red light therapy. They're like pretty inexpensive on Amazon. Not the $600 one that this motherfucker has.
Bryan's machine here probably isn't very effective. Experts say your skin should not heat up.
The objective is whole body wellness. And so now I think you're starting to get an idea, like if you were to spend a day with me and we were to eat all the foods we have and exercise and do these therapies, you could see how it'd be possible you'd feel better. So this is why, I've never felt better in my entire life. I've never felt more stable. I've never been less affected by stress or by insult. I'm just good with everything. And that wasn't the case before. It was a very emotionally rocky and turbulent life.
Johnson has also invested in upgrades to his $6.8 million home to achieve his longevity goals. He installed UV filters on his windows, put an air purification device in every room, and he has the filtered water tested on a routine basis.
This is my happy place. So 1 hour every day I spend in the gym doing
I find
a variety
gyms so
of
boring.
maybe over 40. So a lot of people focus in the gym like building big muscles.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to be fast. I'm trying to be flexible. I'm trying to be able to do everything I can in life. So
Get up the stairs.
exactly.
I'm surprised
So
he
just
doesn't want to do Pilates or stuff like that, or
If my kids want to play
yoga.
a game of basketball, I can play it. If we want to race, I can race. If I want to jump high, I can jump high. So I'm really trying to maintain ability. And so I'll give you a couple of examples.
Yeah.
Like if you want to come over here.
Okay.
And you want to put your feet here. So you have toes at the end and then just come down and do a deep squat all the way down. Yep. And then come back up. So try to keep your hips straight. And then you go all the way down.
I would not be able to do that.
Yeah, sit down as far as you can.
Okay, I think that's as far as I can.
Yeah, then come back up and then push the pelvis forward. There you go. And then go down again, all the way down, as far as you can.
Let me watch you do it one more time.
Have your hamstrings touching. So when you go down, like just fully sit. So these are like, there's no space in between the hamstrings. You're just fully seated down.
Okay.
So a deep, deep squat.
I could not do that.
I'm like, I got to work on my.
Yeah, which is like totally expected because like you're doing things you don't do it on a daily basis, so totally natural. I just do a lot of things that focus on my flexibility, my range of motion throughout the gym. So I'm showing you things that are hard, just to highlight.
Okay, he's not as weird as Elon Musk. Like, he's like not as weird as the other billionaires. Let's be real. Like, I feel like he's not, from this video, he doesn't seem as weird as the other billionaires.
So we spend the majority of our time in a seated position. Like, you know, we're at our desks. And so this muscle, our muscles here get pretty tight.
Yeah.
And so if you were to stretch these muscles, this is called a couch stretch. You have this leg here and this leg back, and you have this leg up against the wall. So straight 90. You can go forward and stretch it and just straight up here, but you feel this stretch through here.
Oh yeah.
And so if you want to try that.
Okay, so like that? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so just.
You make it look so easy.
Yeah, just slow step your way into this. So in time, what you'd want to do is push this knee all the way back to the wall, but don't push it too hard. Then as you get more flexible, you can go back even further, straighten it, and then go all the way back.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even need to move. I feel it already. I understand now why you beat me on the stairs. 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
I think a lot of people are maybe confused or curious about what I do. So Don't Die is like the general theme of what we're trying to do. What I'm proposing is
I think it's just the name is fucking weird. Don't Die. I really don't think that his is that weird. Anyways, but that's Bryan Johnson. And so let's talk now about endometriosis. So I have a couple of videos. One, what are the warning signs of endometriosis? So I think I always tell people what are the warning signs of endometriosis, because a lot of the time people like say, oh, I don't feel good, and they like describe their symptoms, and it's usually endometriosis. But because they haven't known about it, their doctor doesn't know about it, it's kind of like important to constantly spread awareness about what endometriosis is.
Period pain should not be debilitating. Period. If someone tells you that your really bad cramps are normal, don't believe them. You could have endometriosis. Endometriosis happens when tissue similar to the lining of your uterus goes rogue and grows in places it doesn't belong, like on your ovaries, fallopian tubes, or intestine. And because so many people just live with the pain, it takes an average of 6 to 10 years for a person suffering from endometriosis to actually be diagnosed with the condition. That's a long time to wait for an explanation. Here are 5 warning signs or red flags that tell you something definitely not normal is going on. Number 1, intense period pain. Really bad cramps are a classic symptom of endometriosis. We're talking pain that makes you miss school or work, or pain that doesn't go away with birth control pills or anti-inflammatory medications like ibuprofen. Not all people with endometriosis have this much pain with their periods, and not all people with bad cramps have endometriosis. But really bad pain anytime is certainly something you should talk to your healthcare provider about. Number 2, chronic pelvic pain. If you have severe pain in your pelvis all the time, not just when you have your period, you may be experiencing the effects of inflammation and scarring caused by endometriosis that has been left untreated. The longer this cycle continues without treatment, the higher likelihood your pelvic floor muscles and nerves may also be negatively impacted. Number 3, painful sex. If having sex hurts, that could be a sign of endometriosis. Penetration can pull and stretch endometrial tissue that has grown behind the vagina or lower uterus. Endometriosis can also lead to pelvic floor spasm, which can worsen with vaginal penetration. Some people experience only a mild discomfort, while others experience a deeper, more intense ache.
I think it's also really important to know that there's 4 different stages of endometriosis. There's stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4. You can be stage 4 and have no pain, or you could be like me, which I will have stage 1 and be in astronomical pain, like you are bent over, screaming, crying because you are in so much pain. It doesn't matter what stage you are at. The pain you can have pain or you cannot have pain. So a lot of people who have stage 4 don't even know why they're infertile, or they don't know why they're dealing with period issues, and it's usually because they have endometriosis, but they wouldn't know because they're not feeling pain.
During or after sex. Basically, if the pain outweighs the pleasure, something isn't right. Number 4, stomach problems. When endometriosis attaches to your bowel or causes kinking of your bowel from adhesions, it can wreak havoc with your digestive system, causing nausea, constipation, or diarrhea. It can also make you severely bloated, especially when that time of the month rolls around. Number 5, trouble getting pregnant. If you've been trying to get pregnant but aren't having any luck, endometriosis might be the culprit, and you're not alone. Up to 50% of women who experience infertility have endometriosis. Endometriosis causes inflammation and scarring in your pelvis. The scarring can also cause kinks in your fallopian tubes. This inflammation, scarring, and kinking make it much harder for the sperm and egg to meet up, or for an embryo to implant in your uterus. Endometriosis is a frustrating condition. Many people have symptoms, but some don't. Some people have mild pain. For others, the pain is unbearable. And for so many people, the road to diagnosis is an unnecessarily long one. If you're experiencing any red flags at all, it's important to see your healthcare provider right away. And remember, bad period pain isn't normal.
Yeah, I think that is so important, is like understanding that having a bad period, that's not normal. Throwing up every time you have your period, that's not normal. Fainting from the pain, that's not normal. So if you are experiencing any of these symptoms, literally go check out to see if you have endometriosis, because you may have endometriosis and you don't even know it. But yeah. And then I want to show, this is living with endometriosis. It's just a 3-minute video, and I think it shows the significance of endometriosis and how it can really impact people and change people's lives.
Period pain that causes you to pass out, throw up, unable to eat, doesn't go away with any painkillers, isn't normal.
Unfortunately, every doctor that I've seen since I was 14 years old dismissed all the symptoms as me just having my period, and that's just what my body wants to do.
This is a healthy uterus, and this is a uterus with a disease called endometriosis. This disease causes tissue to grow outside the uterus. Endometriosis causes pain, organ dysfunction, and in some cases, like mine, Infertility. Yep, my uterus looks like this, and that's why I couldn't get pregnant naturally.
I feel like one of the things that isn't talked about a lot with endo is feeling like you can do something and then getting halfway through it, like going for a walk, and then realizing that you don't have enough energy to get home. I get a lot of questions about what my pain feels like, and a lot of the times it's really hard to articulate, but right now specifically, I have my pain right here on my left side of my lower abdomen, shooting down my leg, and it feels like it's on fire, but also in like a fist, but it also feels like there's barbed wire like scraping it, and it also feels like things are like pulling. I need to go start driving again, but I'm scared that it's gonna happen when I'm driving.
I have a disease called endometriosis, and I had a mass that was the size of a grapefruit on my ovary, and all of my organs, internal organs and reproductive organs, are cemented together. And I also know that my egg reserve is bad because I did look into freezing my eggs.
I'm dealing with a tough pain day with my endometriosis, so I thought I'd share what I do on a day where I'm hurting. Heat really helps when I'm having horrible cramps, so I use my heating pad and lie down.
I got my menstrual cycle for 10 days every 2 weeks. It was very, very heavy, very, very painful. About 2 days or 3 days after my period, when I was ovulating, I would be in such excruciating pain I could not walk. Things did not start being taken serious by doctors until my stomach looked like, hold on. This is what my stomach looked like.
He then says that my pain while running is psychosomatic. One of my favorite female medics was in the back corner, looking like she was about to have an aneurysm. But I did witness a grown man explain to a grown woman how the uterus works, and then tell her her pain is not real. Upside to that story, I now am getting a hysterectomy to be rid of my pain.
It's also important to note that getting a hysterectomy does not get rid of your endometriosis, because the endometriosis is outside of your uterus, on the walls outside. So getting a hysterectomy does not always get rid of your endometriosis. I think that's really important to know.
Okay, Batman, we'll take it from here.
If you're one of the 200 million people whose uterus is affected by endometriosis, stay hopeful. Even Marilyn Monroe suffered from endometriosis, and she's iconic, just like you.
So yeah, I think that if Bryan Johnson, this man that has a thing for aging and not aging, could be able to find a cure for endometriosis, by all means, go for it. I will support. But I wanted to talk about endometriosis because it is something very close to my heart. And I think more people need to talk about it. I haven't really been seeing, when I was younger, I used to see a lot more people talk about it, but now it's kind of like, it comes in waves is what I noticed. Like first, some people talk about it, then it's not talked about. Then some people talk about it, it's not talked about. And now we're in the not talking about it stage. So it's very interesting that he's kind of putting it back into people's like knowledge and everything like that. So I don't know if he can find something to help, or any discomfort or anything, just anything, that would be incredible. So yeah, that is learning a little bit more about endometriosis.